Title: Parmalat, the $14 billion fake cash scandal. This is corporate collapse. Structured. Forensic. Mechanism first. Tonight, Parmalat. On paper, Parmalat had $14 billion in cash. In reality, that money did not exist. One of Europe's largest food companies claimed billions sitting safely in bank accounts. Auditors signed off. Investors believed it. Creditors extended billions more. Then a bank confirmed something devastating. A $4 billion account at Bank of America was completely fake. The confirmation letter was forged. The cash balance was fictional. The liquidity was an illusion. Within weeks, the empire collapsed. This is the story of how $14 billion in fake cash destroyed one of Europe's largest corporations. Act 1. The illusion Parmalat began as a modest Italian dairy business. Over decades, it expanded aggressively across Europe, Latin America, and the United States. Milk became juice. Juice became global brands. Growth appeared relentless. Revenue climbed. Acquisitions multiplied. Debt expanded alongside ambition. To investors, Parmalat looked stable. Essential goods. Strong demand. Predictable cash flows. But beneath the surface, something critical was deteriorating: liquidity. Act 2. The pressure. Rapid expansion requires capital. Parmalat financed growth with debt. As obligations mounted, real cash began to shrink. But public financial statements showed strength. The company reported billions in available cash. Comfortable reserves, strong liquidity positions. Those numbers reassured markets. They were not real. Act 3. The mechanism of fraud. The fraud centered on fake assets. Most famously, Parmalat claimed it held approximately $4 billion in a Bank of America account through a Cayman Islands subsidiary. The documentation looked authentic. The balances appeared verified. Auditors received confirmation letters, but the confirmation was forged. The account did not exist. Beyond that, Parmalat used complex offshore entities to hide debt and manufacture liquidity. Debt was shifted. Assets were inflated. Cash was invented. The illusion allowed Parmalat to continue borrowing. As long as lenders believed cash existed, credit remained open. Act 4. The discovery. In late 2003, questions intensified. When investigators contacted Bank of America directly, the response was immediate and fatal. The account was not real. There was no $4 billion. There was no massive reserve. There was only fabricated paperwork. Creditors panicked. Markets reacted. Confidence evaporated. Within weeks, Parmalat declared bankruptcy. At the time, it was one of the largest corporate failures in European history. The whole exceeded $14 billion. 5. Founder and confession founder. Callisto Tanzi eventually admitted the financial statements were false. Profits had been manipulated, cash balances fabricated, losses concealed. The deception had continued for years. What began as temporary concealment evolved into systemic fraud. Each quarter required new fabrications to sustain the previous lie. The company was not growing. It was surviving through illusion. Act 6. Psychology of the collapse. Large frauds rarely begin large. They begin with pressure, missed targets, debt obligations, market expectations. When executives choose concealment over transparency, escalation begins. Once false numbers enter official statements, reversal becomes psychologically difficult. Admitting failure threatens identity, reputation, legacy. So, the lie grows. And eventually, the structure collapses under its own weight. Parmalat was not destroyed by market demand. It was destroyed by fabricated liquidity. Governance and auditor failure. The scandal exposed severe weaknesses in corporate governance. Auditors relied on documentation that should have been independently verified. Board oversight failed. Internal controls failed. External skepticism failed. When liquidity is central to solvency, verification must be uncompromising. In Parmalat's case, it was not. Executive lessons. 1. Liquidity is not optional. It must be real and verifiable. 2. Rapid expansion financed by debt increases fragility. 3. Complexity can conceal weakness. 4. Once deception begins, escalation becomes likely. 5. Cash balances must be independently confirmed. $14 billion of fake cash did not disappear overnight. It was constructed slowly, maintained carefully, protected aggressively, until it was exposed. Closing Parmalat teaches a simple but brutal lesson. If liquidity is fictional, collapse is inevitable. $14 billion in fake cash built the illusion. Reality ended it. If you value forensic breakdowns of corporate failure, subscribe. Next collapse coming soon.